You know this story. A young shepherd boy, a giant warrior, a sling, a stone, one throw. The underdog wins. It's one of the most famous stories ever told. The word Goliath has become a synonym for an unbeatable opponent. David has become a symbol of courage against impossible odds. But here's the thing. Almost everything you think you know about this story is incomplete. And the parts nobody talks about make it one of the most extraordinary accounts in all of ancient literature. Let's start at the beginning. The setting is the Valley of Elah, a wide flat valley in the lowlands of ancient Judah, sitting between two steep ridges. Two armies are camped on opposite hills, the Israelites on one side, the Philistines on the other. Neither side wants to charge across the open valley and up the hill into the other army's position. That's a guaranteed massacre. So the Philistines offer a different solution. Single combat. Send your best warrior, we'll send ours. Whoever wins, their army wins. Their champion steps forward. His name is Goliath of Gath, and the text describes him in detail that would have made every Israelite soldier go pale. He stands 6 cubits and a span tall. That's roughly 9 feet 6 inches by most calculations. He wears a bronze helmet, a coat of scale armor weighing 5,000 shekels of bronze, roughly 125 pounds, bronze greaves on his legs, a bronze javelin slung between his shoulders. His spear, the shaft alone is described as being like a weaver's beam. The iron spearhead alone weighs 600 shekels, around 15 pounds, and he has a shield bearer walking in front of him. This is not a man. This is a walking weapons platform. For 40 days, Goliath comes out morning and evening and issues his challenge. For 40 days, not one Israelite soldier steps forward. Not one. Including King Saul, who the Bible describes as the tallest and most impressive man in all of Israel. Even Saul won't fight him. Now, who is David at this point? He is not a soldier. He is the youngest of 8 brothers. His job is watching his father's sheep in Bethlehem. He is only in the valley because his father sent him to bring food to his older brothers who are serving in the army. He's essentially a delivery boy. He arrives at the Israelite camp and hears Goliath's challenge for the first time. And his reaction is not fear, it's offense. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? His brothers are embarrassed by him. Saul is skeptical. You're just a boy. Goliath has been a warrior since his youth. But David is not afraid. And here is where the story gets historically fascinating. David tells Saul he has killed lions and bears with his bare hands while protecting his flock. This is not a boast. This is a resume. In the ancient Near East, a shepherd who could protect his flock from predators was considered a warrior. David has been fighting his whole life, just not against armies. Saul offers David his own armor. David tries it on, takes it off. I'm not used to these. I can't fight in them. Instead, David goes to a nearby stream, picks up 5 smooth stones, puts them in his shepherd's bag, takes his sling in his hand, and walks toward Goliath. Now, let's talk about the sling, because this is where most people fundamentally misunderstand the story. When we picture David's sling, we picture a child's toy, a leather strap and a small pouch, something you'd use to fling pebbles at tin cans. That is not what a shepherd's sling was in the ancient world. A trained slinger with a proper sling could hurl a stone the size of a tennis ball at speeds approaching 100 miles per hour. The Roman army had dedicated sling units. Military historians consider the sling one of the most effective ranged weapons of the ancient world. David was not bringing a toy to a sword fight, he was bringing artillery. Now here's the other thing most people don't know. Goliath may have had a serious medical condition. His extraordinary size, the ancient descriptions of his physical appearance, have led some medical researchers to suggest he may have suffered from acromegaly, a condition caused by a tumor on the pituitary gland that triggers abnormal growth. Acromegaly can cause gigantism, but it can also cause severe vision problems, double vision, tunnel vision, difficulty tracking moving objects. Look at how Goliath behaves in the text. He has a shield bearer walking in front of him. When David approaches, Goliath doesn't react until David is very close. He says, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" Sticks, plural. David is carrying one staff. Some researchers believe Goliath may have been seeing double. If that's true, the most feared warrior in the ancient Near East couldn't accurately see what was coming at him. And David, a trained slinger who spent years hitting moving targets to protect his sheep, knew exactly how to fight from a distance. The giant never had a chance. Goliath sees a boy coming at him and laughs. "Come here and I'll give your flesh to the birds." David keeps walking. You come with sword and spear and javelin. I come in the name of the Lord of hosts. He reaches into his bag. One stone. The sling whirls. The stone finds the only gap in Goliath's armor, his forehead. 6 cubits and a span of bronze-clad warrior crashes to the ground. The Philistine army runs, and a shepherd boy becomes the most celebrated figure in the history of ancient Israel. But here's what I keep coming back to. The text says David picked up 5 smooth stones. 5, not 1. 5? Why 5? Some scholars suggest it was simply preparation, in case he missed. Others point out that ancient texts mention Goliath had 4 brothers, 5 stones, 5 Philistine giants, 1 for each. Whether that's the reason or not, David came prepared. This was not blind courage, this was calculated, strategic, and deeply brave. The story of David doesn't end in the Valley of Elah. It's just beginning, and where it goes from here is darker, more complicated, and more human than anything you learned in Sunday school. We're going to cover all of it. Subscribe to Before the Sermon so you don't miss it.